Alright, this is a bow and arrow choke from the turtle position. Okay, this is one that I really like to use when my clock choke isn't cutting it. Because the clock choke's a great technique, but it's got limited leverage. Alright, if my opponent's got really, really good choke defense, he can kind of stop the clock choke and start to, wear me out and buy some time. Alright, with the bow and arrow choke, that's almost impossible. So a lot of times the guy's giving me trouble. If I got my clock choke grips in, the guy's giving me trouble, I'm going to turn it into a bow and arrow with one motion. Okay, so if I'm here, there's a lot of ways to set up the clock choke. Sometimes I'll set it up from the leg drag pass, the guy comes up to his knees, come around here, slip inside. Other times will be, from the sprawl and set it up. I can set it up from side control. You got a million ways to get into the clock choke, but I'm not going to focus that on too much right now. Right now, what I'm going to focus on is switching from the clock choke to the bow and arrow. It's a great transition to have in your arsenal. So I'm here. I've got my first grip inside, thumb inside the collar. It doesn't need to be super deep, but I do need to feel his windpipe, all right? That's what I'm always looking for. I want to feel his windpipe with my wrist right here. Once I feel his windpipe with my wrist, I know I'm in good shape to finish a choke, okay, regardless of what he does. In my other hand, when I do the bow and arrow, I always like two collars, okay? I can do it with his leg also, but two collars is just always safer because I've got more control of his upper body. He can't really escape this one, okay? So I've got two collars here. I go here and then I go straight across. Now obviously with the clock choke, we got a million grip options. And with the bow and arrow, we have a few options also. This is always my favorite. I love this one for both, okay? So now that I'm here, if I wanted to finish the clock choke, I'd post my head out, put my hips behind his neck, clock, and put pressure to finish, okay? Only problem is if my opponent's big and strong, and he's got a good cross grip defense, what he'll do is he'll slap his defense on cross grip, and then pinch down on my elbow, and right here, and now from here, even with my body positioned strong, it's really hard for me to finish him, okay? It can be really difficult to finish, especially if the guy's bigger than you. He's got a lot of energy to spare. You're trying to wear him down from there is going to be difficult, okay? So what I'm going to do is transition to a different position. So now I'm going to put myself in a position where I can kill his grips and give myself more leverage at the same time. So from here, at this point, I can have my head posted on the ground or not. Instead of doing that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop across. I'm going to stick my knee closest to his hip, all right, my back knee. All right, I'm not going to say right or left because it could be either side. But my back knee, the one closest to his hip, is going to jump across and go in between his far elbow and his far knee on the other side, okay? And my other leg's going to trail behind. I'm going to hook around his shoulder. And I'm going to try to roll him over. So I'm here. I don't need to roll him over. I'm just going to try to. I've got my grips. He's got his defense on, okay? Because this defense will stop the clock choke if he does it right. He uses two hands, okay? Now I can't finish the clock choke. I could be trying or I could know better. It doesn't matter. He might try to throw me over even, whatever's going to happen here, I'm not too worried about it. I'm going to bring this leg back, I'm going to hop it across and stick it right in between his knee and his elbow. So I'm here, I hop across, and I go to this position here. Now, from this point, see how my top leg is kind of pushing his arm in? I'm taking away a lot of his leverage on that grip. All right, he's already starting to get choked. It's already way worse than it was. Now from here, I can keep my knee in his back and just change angles. See, I'm changing angles, I bring my elbows, and now I can choke him right through that grip, okay? While I'm making his grip weaker. I could even, if he's really strong, I can connect my feet and then arch my back and extend my hips into his neck too. Okay, so it makes it way stronger when I get to that angle. Just one more time. I'm here, I get my grips, he's got his defense on, he's making my life difficult. I'm going to hop my knee, my back knee is going to go to my elbow under his arm, right in between his knee and his elbow on the far side. I'm here, I roll over my shoulder, and at the same time, I'm going to start killing his grip here at one leg. Then I can bring my other leg over, connect, and finish on the angle here. Or if I can't get it over, if he's blocking too good, it's not a big deal. I just keep my knees tight, I keep this pressure on, and I arch my back and bring my elbows to my ribs for the finish. Okay? Two collar bow and arrow from the turtle position. One more time. That's one of my favorite chokes.